What's up guys, I'm Caddy here, and today guys, a brand new live. But what we're doing is we're having a go with the Gyarados team down in UU, the one that we built in the last team builder. Now if you're excited for this, don't forget to hit the like button down below. I would really appreciate it. So I took your guys' suggestions on changing the team, and we made a few little changes. The first thing we did was we got rid of Crobat because there was too much of an ice weakness on this team. Mamoswine was a problem, and just generally ice types in general. So I wasn't able to think of much that was like a counter that would fit well with the team, but what I wanted was a really good offensive check, so I decided to go for E3 because it also allowed me to handle Snorlax as well, because Curslax gave my team a lot of problems outside of possibly the trick on the Morgana, so that was not ideal at all. But having something that can come in and Oko and just do a huge amount of damage was really nice, and I think this guy fits the team really well. We've got Flare Blitz, Close Combat, U-Turn, because it's good to get some Volt Turn going, especially with Amph and Walnut. And finally Earthquake as well. I wasn't too sure whether to go for Mach Punch on this guy. It's a really hard one to know. I'm quite tempted to, but it just depends how useful the Earthquake's going to be. So we're going to keep the set like this. I may change it up during the live if I think that Mach Punch is worth it's better than Earthquake for this set. We also made sure that Walnut was a negative nature. I completely forgot to change that to a negative one rather than the negative special attack, which obviously will make the Gyarados hit harder. I also changed the moveset on the Shaman as well. I got rid of, because I had Earth Power and Psychic if I remember rightly. I got rid of Psychic for Dazzling Gleam because, first of all, like, Ground and Psychic don't provide the best coverage, and Dazzling Gleam allows me to hit the fighting types harder, which makes up for the fact I don't have Crobat. Obviously, Morgana can still hit them hard, but it's good to have something else that can hit fighting types, relatively hard, and also allows me to hit things like Hydreigon hard, which otherwise this moveset was completely resisted, and Hydreigon is such a big threat that you can't afford to have that. So I decided that that was probably the better bet to go there. Obviously, Seed Flare is going to be really nice, because that allows us to handle things like Suicune and stuff like that. So without further ado, we're going to jump into a battle and stuff like that, and see what we can find. But I know this gives a slight edge of frailty, adding the Infinite, but I still think it's going to be worth it. Now, this looks like a really horrific team, I must admit. And one I'm not looking forward to facing, actually. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to lead off. Let's see, so what could he lead with? I'm tempted to lead with Shaman here. Let's see, he's got a Defogger, so that doesn't really help us. Let's see. So what I'm seeing is that once the Quagsire is out the way, and if we can get behind a sub, we could do some work with Gyarados here. So that's good to see. I think what we're going to do. It's so tricky. Well, basically, Infinite outspeeds everything apart from Whimsy. So I think Infinite's our best lead here. Goes out into Gligar. Now, he doesn't know what set this is. We may have the HP Ice. So we're just going to click U-turn here and see what he decides to do. And I'm hoping he decides to switch out, because I'm pretty sure some forms of Infinite do have HP Ice. And that could do a lot to this Gligar. Thinking about it, the lack of Ice coverage could be a bit of a problem. I'm just trying to think how you actually fix that. We could put Ice Fang on. So this is the thing, I'm still not sure with macadii whether to go for Ice Fang or Substitute on this guy. Because Ice Fang allows us to hit like Glygars and stuff like that a lot harder. Oh, it's really tricky. But then again, we do have a few things that can still hit these guys relatively hard. So we'll see what this guy decides to do, and go on from there. But this is an absolutely disgusting team. He does end up staying in. Fair enough. What we're going to do is, I think we're going to go into Shaman, because he really doesn't have much of a switch into this guy. Is he going to U-turn himself, though? I can't really afford that. This guy's going to be a pain. Let's go for it and see. I think he's going to set up Rocks this turn. He does set up Rocks this turn. Right, we're going to go for a Seed Flare. This is why we need the Shaman, because it's a great stall breaker. Being able to just clean up stuff and get, -2 drops on everything is really nice. As long as you get the drops, obviously. So we'll see what he decides to do here. He may decide to go for the slow U-turn. He does, but 70% on that is really respectable. He goes to the Toxic and he misses. That's fantastic. Okay. We go for... Let's see, that did 70%. So will a Dazzling Gleam kill? 120, 180, whereas this is going to be less than that, but it's going to be more than, it's going to be, let's see, 180 compared to 80 damage. So we're going to be doing about 40% of that. So 7 times 4, 14, 28? No. My maths has gone completely terribly. Let's see, so 50% is going to do about 30%. So I think we go for the Dazzling Gleam here. Go on, go into Umbreon. Yes, okay, yeah, that's fantastic. Right. Okay, so we're in a good position here. I'm just going to go for a Seed Flare here. I think we just use the Shaman to mess him up, because he can't do much with foul plays. He doesn't get the drop, unfortunately. He's probably going to go for the Wish. He goes for a Work Up. Okay. Fair enough, whatever floats your boat. And 34%, we've got to go for another Seed. He's going for the Protect. He's going to be trying to stall us out for Seed Flares, which is a bit of an issue. Right, okay. We can kill with another Seed Flare. Don't... Oh. That really upsets me. Okay. Well, he's going to Protect this turn. Okay, so we're not going to stay in here, I don't think. It's not worth our while. We can save our Shaman, because we need to save that PP. And we can go out... If he's just going to go... Why has he got Work Up? Is he going to be Work Up Baton Pass? He probably is. Infinite does resist that. We can go for a... then we can go for a U-turn. I think that's our best bet here. Foul plays... Okay, goes to the Wish. I'm just going to U-turn here. He does go for the Protect. Okay. So the question is he going to switch here? I have a feeling he's going to stay in. Yeah. Come on, kill. Yes! Okay, fantastic. Right, we're in a great position now. Getting rid of that Umbreon has just broken some of his Stall Core. And it's something that can actually handle Shaman. So that is really, really good. Oh, I thought he was going to. Okay, so he goes into Quagsire. Most likely an unaware variant. I need to get rid of these rocks. So I think... do we sacrifice Fortress a little bit? I don't really want to take too much damage. I mean, Shaman is a relatively safe switch here. But I know Shaman's my win condition, so I don't want to be too... I don't want to throw it around too much. But then what can Quagsire do? I'm going to run a bit of a damage calc just to see. Right, so, not Umbreon, what am I saying? So, Quagsire versus, Shaman. Okay, he really can't touch me, so there's no harm in going into Shaman. It would be nice to spin rocks, but I don't want to take a Scald from this Quagsire and take a load of damage. Goes to Toxic, that's fine, I can get that back in the next turn. So I'm just going to go for a Seed Flare here. Come on, don't run Protect on this guy as well. And then we'll see from that. And then I'm going to switch out because I don't want to take too much Toxic damage. Because Toxic plus Life Orb is going to be a pain. Oh, this stall is disgusting. Oh. But at least this is why I really like Shaman on this team. Being able to just break stall like this is really, really nice. If he stays in and sacks this, we're in for a chance with Gyarados, I think. Just see what he decides to do. Once we got rid of the ground types as well, Ampharos kind of handles the rest of his team. Outside of maybe like an offensive Whimsicott, I think we could take a neutral Dazzling Gleam relatively well. I guess Volt Switch isn't going to do much, but it's going to then bring us into something else that we can use to handle that. So we'll just see what he decides to do here. But yeah, that was a really, really good prediction to get rid of the Umbreon there, because I thought he was going to stay in. Just purely because he saw me go for the U-turn and predicted me to do exactly the same again. And also when Quagsire was such an obvious switch on his part. But we'll see. Because the problem I find with Quagsire is, yes, it's really good at handling like big physical walls. Goes into Whimsy. That's fine. We got some damage off on this guy. 48% is respectable. Let's see. I'm using this opportunity now to go into Fortress. Because we need to get rid of our rocks as soon as possible, really. He goes to the Tailwind. Oh, this is Stoutland sweep shenanigans. That's absolutely fine. We can just go for our Rapid Spin, because we need to get rid of these rocks, because that's going to make Gyarados sweep a lot better. Goes to the Intimidate on Stoutland. That's absolutely fine. I mean, it's going to hurt. And thinking about it, he probably has the Fire Fang. But I have no way to scout for that. Which is a little bit spooky. And I don't want Gyarados to take a massive, like, Choice Banded return or something like that. My gut feeling says he's got the Fire Fang. Question is, can we take 2 anyway? How useful is this guy? I mean, it's a free switch into from Whimsicott. We can switch into Whimsicott whenever we want, so that's quite nice. I just don't think Gyarados just doesn't have the defense to handle this guy. If he's just going to go for a return or an Earthquake. I guess if he goes do we risk it? Have we got enough in our arsenal to actually take the rest of this team out? I think we do. We need to scout for this Fire Fang. Work up. Oh, goodness. Okay. That's actually really, really spooky. We can revenge this guy with Infinite, though, so it's not the scariest thing in the world. Oh, I should have just gone for Gyro Ball. I couldn't risk the fact he might have the Fire Fang. We're going to go back out to Fortress, because then it burns his Tailwind. We can get a slow Volt Switch off, and see from there. If he decides to set up again, he doesn't. He goes to the return. That's great. Okay, we're in a fantastic position now. Cool, that guy could have been really, really scary. We're going to go for the slow Volt Switch here. Goes for Work Up. That's absolutely fine. We're going to go for the Volt Switch. We will be outspeeding this guy with Infinite, but we can come in and we can Revenge. If he decides to switch out, that's absolutely fine. So I'm just going to go for... I think we just go for CC, actually. Because his Gligar's at 30%. So that's absolutely fine, and his Quagsire is a switch, but I'd rather not take any recoil then. Goes into Whimsy. Okay, I could have just Flare Blitz there. That was a very, very bold play on his part, I must admit. But that means we can just go back out into Fortress. That's not the biggest problem in the world. So we're going to go back out into Fortress. That's our handle to Whimsicott. And see from there. I apologise if this isn't the most interesting battle, but there has to be quite a few different plays that have to go on. Encore, what? Okay, I'm going to set up my rocks this time. He does decide just to go for Moonblast, which is interesting. He's going to go for Encore this turn, I'm pretty sure. So the question is, do I just switch out into something that... I mean, Ampharos can't get paralyzed, and I'm not Mega yet. So I think Ampharos is my switch for the Encore, and then I'll just go back out into it. Goes for Moonblast again. Don't know how I feel about that. But anyway, we'll go back out into Fortress here. I just really wanted Rocks up. I know we lose a bit of momentum, but I didn't think he was going to be doing anything particularly spectacular in terms of plays. We lose our we drop our special attack. That's just the worst thing in the world. And we're going to go for a jump. What's this guy doing? We're going to kill his Whimsicott, which is just... crazy. Okay, so his Whimsicott's out the way, so that's really nice, unless he's sacking it so he can get a roost off with the Gligar. He goes into... What's this guy doing? I'm just really not sure. I'm just going to Volt Switch here. I don't know if this guy's just given up. I mean... He's just a weirdo, maybe. I don't know. I have literally no idea what this guy's doing at the minute. But we can go back out to Infinite, and we can go for another CC. As I said, oh, we could probably U-turn... Oh, let's see, Infinite. Stoutland is, like, sneaky bulky, though. That's the only thing. UU all-out attacker. I don't go for the Grass Knot. I go for the U-turn. because I've got ways to handle that. So 252 versus Stoutland. PU Sandrush. U-turn does 30 to 35, so it doesn't do enough. I think we're just going to go for CC. It's the safe play. He doesn't really have the most reliable switch in. I mean, as I said, Quagsire could switch in here. I'm actually interested to see how much this will do anyway, so it won't be the worst thing in the world. I've still got the Healing Wish as well, so I have no problems at all in taking too much damage. This is why I want to keep Healing Wish, because say for example, like Infernape does relatively well against this guy now, late game, and say I misplay him or he gets worn down because I use him too much, I can bring him back in for free, heal him back up, and it's exactly the same with Ampharos as well. Especially when you've got something that doesn't have any recovery outside of rest. Having something that rests up and then they go, right, I'm trying to think how to explain it. So you rest up and then you need it later on, but it's been worn down again, you haven't woken up and stuff like that. You can then bring it back, even if it dies to rocks after that, and then that could potentially win you the game. So I think it's going to be really, really valuable. It's really good in League play as well, because normally there's some massive threat that you try and deal with, and then they could Healing Wish back up, and then bop you again from there, and then you're just back to square one. So he does decide to stay in and sack the Stoutland, that's fair enough. Just a really weird team. And we'll see what he decides to do. He goes back out into Quagsire. That's fair enough. Let's see. Hippie Love, to be honest, you are just a free switch. And we can get a Synthesis off then. Goes for School, that's absolutely fine. Doesn't get the burn, so that's fantastic. I'm going to play the long game here. I'm just going to go for a Synthesis. Goes out into Gligar. At this point, Dazzling Beam should kill. So that's really, really good. Being able to take out... I just hate Gligar so much. Being able to just take that out is fantastic. So let's see. I think it's basically game from here. Goes out into Chestnut. Let's see. This is basically my win condition. So I don't want to sack it just yet. And honestly sack it, but risk it. So I think my best bet is to go out into Fortress. It's my most useless Pokemon here. I can take any hit. Goes for Drain Punch. That looks to be more of an offensive. Considering the damage, maybe not. Actually, no, I guess I'm not fully defensive. We're going to go for a Volt Switch here. Get the slow Volt Switch off, and then we can go into most likely Morgana, I think. Goes for Leech Seed. That's absolutely great. Yeah, let's go to Morgana, and we can fire off a Dazzling Gleam, and that's going to do a really respectable amount of damage. This Chestnut won't have too much. We do get the Bulletproof, which is quite fun. So we're going to go for the Dazzling Gleam, because it hits on the special side. Doesn't kill. Yeah, that's pretty offensive Chestnut. I'm pretty sure. Goes back out into Quagsire. We basically got it here, but I am just going to save it. And I'm not really that fussed about preserving the 6-0, so I'm going to go into Ampharos here. And sack that off. Goes for School, that's absolutely fine. We're going to do a decent amount of damage to this guy anyway when we Mega Up and go for Dragon Pulse. I just wanted to save that in case I need to trick this Quagsire. I'm just playing it really, really, really safe. Just in case. Goes for Toxic. I guess. Maybe he doesn't have EQ. Which might be a really, really weird set. Okay, I'm just going to let Amph go down, and I'm just going to trick this Quagsire, and then it's just not a problem anymore. I hate stalls so much, and there's so much of it in UU sometimes. But I'm glad I've got a few ways around it. So we go down there, that's absolutely fine, and now we can use Morgana for what I wanted it to do, which is go for the trick. Right, so we're going to go for Trick here. And then it's basically game. If he locks himself into Toxic, we've got Walnut, and all that sort of goodness. Goes for Toxic, okay. And now we can go for a... Do we need to go for Healing Wish? No, just go for Dazzling Gleam. Okay, that does a good amount of damage. Goes to Toxic again. I think we live one more Toxic damage, and then we kill. Yep. Okay, that's great. We're going to go for another Dazzling Beam, and that's going to take him out. That's great. How are we doing time-wise? We've got time for another one. Let's go for that and see. I apologise, that one was slightly longer. It was just a really, really stally, horrible team. Okay, so we've got a Swampert going on here. Espeon, which is quite interesting. You don't really see that many Espeons anymore. Goodra, which our team should be okay with. We've got a few relatively comfortable switch-ins to. Zapdos. So what I'm seeing is actually Gyarados could be a really good potential to sweep. We just need to deal with that Hitmonlee. Because that can definitely, if it's unburdened Hitmonlee, it's going to be a problem. So, in terms of lead, I'm feeling the Shaman. Yeah, I think Shaman's our best lead. Goes down to Swampert, that's just what I wanted. Force him out, he can't get rocks off. And we're just going to go for a Seed Flare. He could be Sap Sipper, Goodra, which I need to check. He is Sap Sipper. Okay, that's not good. That is not good at all. But I had to check, basically. Go out into Fortress. Sometimes they're not... He may be physical, we don't know. But Fortress should be able to handle any stuff from his side. He may have Fire Blast, though. That's the only thing. But we'll see from there. Let's see. So we've got a few ways to hit Goodra hard. So I'm not too worried. He goes for Toxic. So he seems to be more of a defensive set. I'm actually going to go for Gyro Ball here because he doesn't have a Defogger. I guess he has got the Zapdos as a Defogger. Or do I just Volt Switch here to get initiative? That is quite tempting. Oh, Gyro Ball's still going to do a lot. It's not going to do masses to Goodra, but it's still... I don't think the Goodra can hit me, considering it should Toxic. He's got the Fire Blast, damn. I didn't expect him to have Fire Blast and also that as well. Okay. Let's see, we could switch into Infernape here. On the predicted Fire Blast. And that gives us Death Fodder. We should be able to take a hit relatively well. And he's probably going to go for Fire Blast. Oh no, he's not going to go for EQ, is he? Oh, he goes for Dragon Tail. That was a really good play on his part. Right, let's set up our rocks here. He does let us set up our rocks. And he goes for Dragon Tail, switching us out. We still got Death Fodder. Goes out into Hippie Love. Okay. I think we're just going to have to sack Walnut. This Goodra is going to be a massive problem. Okay. So what we need to do now is we need to find a way to beat this guy. So we could go into Gyarados here and we could sub up. Because I think he's probably going to go for Dragon Tail. We can take a Dragon Tail. Hopefully not break the sub. Let's see. So they are normally Sap Sipper. Okay. Well, let's see Dragon Tail. No, not Dragon Rush. Dragon Tail. Versus Gyarados. OU Bulky Dragon Dance. Dragon Tails is 13 to 16, but that's at -1. So if we put him at +1. Oh. I think there you go. +1. Okay, so we can take a Dragon Tail. So I think Gyarados might be our switch here, and we can go for the sub. We might be able to play around this, and if we can set up enough, we could potentially sweep this guy's team, which is really, really nice. If I was in his position, I would either go for the Toxic or the Dragon Tail. Both of which I can sub up on, and hopefully get a macadii sweep, because that would be really, really cool. And we'll see from there. What's he gonna do? Yeah, I didn't play around this Goodra right. It cost me my Fortress. I just assumed that the fact it had Toxic meant it wouldn't have Fire Blast, and I made had to make the assumption that it was Sap Sipper, which actually made a lot. He's got a couple of things that can switch into Grass types anyway, so I guess. But we'll just see. So he does have the leftovers. We'll just see what he decides to do. So I go for sub here. Please don't have the Thunderbolt. Yes. Okay, that's fantastic. So we can go for Dragon Lance here. And what's he do? He goes for Dragon Tail. Okay, we can just set up. I think we might be getting a sweep going, which is really, really cool. Gonna go for another Dragon Lance here. And this is gonna be a very, very spooky thing for him. Dragon Tail does break this, but I can just go for another sub. That's absolutely fine. I'm actually recovering a lot from my leftovers as well, so that's really, really nice. Oh, it's a min-max job, is it? Okay. Right. Gonna go for another sub. So he must be 19 to 23. Oh, because he's not modest. Let's say he's bashful. 22 to 26. Okay. Ah. He's not giving me the opportunity here that I need. Let's go for one more sub, and we're going to try. Because if we can get this off... he's breaking all of them. Such a pain. Anyway, I think what we're going to do here is a bounce should still do a respectable amount of damage to this guy. Now, is that worth doing? Or do we risk it for one more time? $22 to 26, so it's... That's the thing, it must be like a coin flip almost. If he's got a little bit of attack investment. He might miss one as well. I'm a gambling man. We'll go for one more. Oh well. I had to try. We're gonna go for bounce here. That's our best bet. That makes me really, really sad. I thought he wasn't gonna be able to break it. And also he had the chance to miss as well. It just makes things even sadder. So we're going to go for bounce here. Oh no, come on. Oh, that makes me... Oh, that really upsets me. Because how much would that have done? Oh, you're kidding me. You're kidding me. It would have killed? Yeah, bounce would have killed. Oh... Right. Oh, that makes me so upset. Yeah, it was pretty much an Oko. Yeah, it was an Oko. No life orb, no nothing. Yeah. We're gonna fire for CC and hope that kills. That doesn't even kill. The world was against me today. Oh, that really upsets me. Oh, but I took the risk. Not much I can do. We're just going to have to hope that somehow we can pull through this with only 3 Pokemon. Oh yeah, because I would have basically just swept his team there. I don't think there's anything that could take a +2 Gyarados. I'd have outsped everything. I might not have outsped Hitmonlee, that's the only thing. But even then, like, I could take a knockoff and all that good stuff. Go for Dragon Pulse. I did want to Mega up there just in case he did actually have some sort of other Dragon move, or I have no idea. Oh, that's so annoying. Let's see. His best switch is definitely the Swampert here. Goes into Swampert. I basically have to switch here, but because... Yeah, he's going to set up rocks here, most likely. Or do I just go for the safe switch? Or do I just be really, really bold? I'm going to be really, really bold. It is the Mega Swampert. Oh, that's probably not good. Come on, set up rocks. Don't EQ. Ice Punch. Okay, that's fine. Dragon Pulse is still going to do a decent chunk. That's really, really nice. I don't really have a switch into Ice Punch though, which is slightly upsetting. But he's probably going to have to go for EQ here. So I'm going to go to Shaman this time. There you go. Okay. We've not lost yet. Let's just click Seed Flare. It's after rocks. Okay, goes down to Drapion. 54%. Ah, that's fantastic. And the Spadef drop, which means we can just go for the Dazzling Gleam here. He's Scarfed. Oh, no, he is Scarfed. Oh. I've never seen a Scarfed Drapion before. That is really weird. Goes into Lee. I think the Fake Out's coming my way. Hippie Love actually has the most potential to sweep here. So I think what we do... Let's see, I think we've got to go into Ampharos here and see what he's got. If he's Unburden, I think he's got this. Bullet Punch, okay. Well, I'm going to go for a Rest this turn. Endure. Oh, I know your shenanigans. I know your shenanigans. You're that Lychee Berry Unburden set. I'm not going to let you do that. We're going to go Steep Talk here. Close Combat still does a respectable amount. Come on, we can get the Volt Switch. Or just a Dragon Pulse. Don't get the rest. Ooh, that's nice. Ah, that's not nice. It doesn't kill. Okay. And I think he's got it. I might live this. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on, Ampharos. You're my only hope. Difficult. Oh, well. And I think that's going to be GG from here. He messed up. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Okay, we might be back in the game. We might just be back in the game. Okay. I think we may have a chance. Because what we're going to do is we're going to Dragon Pulse here. He goes to Ice Punch. That's absolutely fine. Right. Now this is where I get a chance to show off the Healing Wish. And I think Healing Wish is our best bet here. As we Healing Wish, he goes for the Earthquake. And we go into Shaman here. We get all our HP back, which is fantastic. And we can go for Sea Flare. Now, I don't know how much we do to Zapdos, but I think we can take a Heat Wave. Goes into Espeon. This is going to be an interesting one. If I can live a hit, I can live a hit there. And we don't kill. So, unfortunately, that's going to be GG. Oh, well, I did, to be honest, I evened the score quite considerably there. But the Hacks Gods were definitely against me on that one. And I need to play around Gudras a little bit better, I think. But anyway, that was actually a really good game. Towards the end, I think I definitely picked it up and pulled it back. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the live. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. And I will see you guys at the next one. Macadii out.